thank you for your presence. I know that these messages will always reach the people and places that they are meant to. Ashe. Do not take anything that doesn't belong to you, okay? Baby, you wouldn't take someone else's groceries and expect to go home and make the meal that you planned, all right? And you might even be allergic to their groceries, okay? This should serve as confirmation of your own intuition. And if any information feels new or like it might be telling the future, it's up to you to make sure you have received confirmation from your own guides. For in-depth guidance, you can check the description for our resources and services. Yeah, let's get it. The messages are really flowing here. So in the last message, we were talking animal spirits and we were talking honesty and communication. So I just had a conversation without rehashing the whole thing with my child about honesty and how he's always safe to tell me the truth. I feel like because in recent messages we spoke about someone's deception and how it's possible that they were dishonest in a sense that I'm hearing they wanted to protect you, but I'm trying to recall exactly what I said in the short. I think I said it seems they didn't lie maliciously. And someone commented, bullshit. And I said, it very well may be, take it as it resonates. But when I was picking up the cards from the last message, I didn't realize that this was on my desk. And I pulled this a while ago and spoke about the fact that for staying 10 toes down, you are receiving a miracle. And TikTok took my video down. I don't know what community guideline it violated other than uplifting people with divine truth. So there is something to do with a miracle that was hard to get because another synchronicity in my own personal life. Earlier, I saw someone I'm friends with on Instagram shucking oysters. This is a grown man, okay, pretty strong, still having a struggle with it. So I feel like there is a struggle to communicate and a struggle to be honest. And I think that what happened just happened the way that it did with my child because this is a 4-year old. And at that time, your mind is more focused on what's going to happen if the truth comes out. It was not a big deal. He turned on his tablet and I said, did I just hear you turn your tablet on? And it was simple. It's cleared, it's fine. But the point was no matter what it is, you can be honest with me. And I am not angry. I feel like there's someone struggling to be honest because they fear the reaction and it comes from a childhood wound. I am not at all excusing or advocating for lying and dishonesty. I'm actually very big on truth and honesty and transparency and accountability. But I do understand what that can look like in a person who has experienced constant consequence for dishonesty. And I know that dishonesty comes from fear and insecurity. It doesn't always come from a malicious intent to deceive. It's most of the time an act of self-preservation and protection. And I just want to hold space for that because I think it's not an excuse. It's a correlation. And this is what the energy is saying to me. And all these synchronicities are coming together so beautifully at this time that as a reader and as I'm guided by my own spirit team, all in collaboration together, like these synchronicities are, I feel it's my duty to hold space for every perspective. I think that's why in the last message we were talking about that hawk energy and being able to see things from a higher perspective and different vantage points. So, with that being said, confirmation sound, I'm going to use my illuminated deck and we're just going to pull a couple because I can't be all day. All right, so it's a mother wound. Queen of Hearts, the Empress, off the bat, I'm getting that it is a mother wound. I'm looking at the word hid in the next deck I'm going to use. I feel like this could have been someone who dealt with a mother that was very reactionary. Um, I said that in the last reading, didn't I? Reactive. Why am I saying reactionary? I don't know if that fits too, but either way. Um, so this mother figure could have been really big on grammar, could have been really big on spelling, could have been really big on its my mother and I, not me and my mother, that kind of thing. And that can really stunt someone's growth as far as their ability to be confident in their own truth and in their authenticity without fear. Look at this. This is the devil card, the 5 of clubs. This is attachment and control. And I just think that this person's attachment style and their need for control comes from feeling so out of control in their childhood. The Ace of Hearts or Cups, I feel like this is a very emotionally reactive person, is what I'm hearing. I heard, and they get it honestly. Yeah, 10 of Spades or Swords and Judgment. Maybe this is someone who used to yell a lot in the rising time, or used to wake them up rudely, or was just very, don't do this and don't do that. I'm getting Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. That's one of my favorite movies, I swear. But right now I'm getting Yzma when she was plotting and she was like, first I'll turn him into a bug, and then I'll put that bug inside of a box, and I'll put that box inside of another box, and then I'll, nail that box to myself. And when I get the box, and I'll smash it with a hammer. Just very like frantic. I'm getting. I can definitely see why that would put someone on edge and why it would prevent them from being honest with someone they may feel mimics that kind of energy. And even if they don't, it just being a fear kind of thing, not knowing when someone is going to blow up, not knowing when someone is going to react, not knowing, it's, I'm hearing the word detrimental. So I just want to hold space for that. This could have been, I'm hearing dissociative identity disorder. As you see, those beavers are identical, but there's 2 of them. This could be someone who struggles with mental health. Yeah, look at the lovers or the 6 of Hearts, the 6 of Cups. In the reverse, though, another confirmation sound, another visual of there being a dual self, but something was or is imbalanced with them. And back to Judgment. So just gonna pull 2 or 3. Let's see. Spirit of all that is pure, true, and divine, speak to our community collective about this person who fears honesty. The 3 of Spades or Swords. In this deck, this speaks of a transition or, moving on, learning from past mistakes kind of energy. But I do feel like someone is finding the balance between their 2 selves, because you see that sword in between the other 2. And I do feel like this is mental with the swords. Um, and it makes sense because look where the spotlight is. The spotlight is on the sword in the middle. There's a middle ground being found. And so I do feel like someone is progressing with whatever their struggle may have been. The 5 of Diamonds or Pentacles in this deck speaks to deception, and it's here in the reverse. This is also spiritual authority. So I do feel like, we battle against principalities. And I think that this may have been a generational thing spiritually that had a stronghold of someone in their line. I think that mental anguish and anxiety is something that may have plagued someone's family, and they're taking the step to improve upon whatever it is. 2 or 3 more, please. I'm trying to keep these more brief. Yeah, another instance of 333. So that's mastery. Look up that number if you feel so called. But here's the 10 of Hearts or Cups on the bottom, which in this deck is also the Wheel of Fortune. This is plans set in motion. And I feel like, as I just said, the cycles and the hearts or cups being, familial or even community. I think that with this celebration or party, I think there's just a celebration of acceptance. I'm hearing the word acceptance. Obviously, with this type of lore I'm getting, it can be difficult to accept, let alone express. And I'm hearing give people grace. Yeah, because this is someone trying to learn from their past mistakes, but they also have a fear of repeating them. And that's been coming up a lot. I just said this in the last reading, that someone has felt like, okay, this happened in the past. This is starting to look a little familiar. I need to go be by myself. Or it's simply their nervous system saying, okay, We know what happens next. This is love, beauty, and union. Someone has a difficulty with receiving and accepting love. And I feel like I'm hearing the word manipulation with a confirmation sound. I feel like someone thinks there's always a catch. Someone feels like there's always strings attached to love and relationships and how people treat them. And I think that it comes from childhood. This may also be one of those, parents that are also a friend, and sometimes the friendship takes over that sense of parental guidance. This may be someone who partied with their children's friends. I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom. This may be someone who doesn't mind throwing back a shot or two with, you know, their children's friends or something. One more. Wow. So there's a solution happening. And I can't help but notice that we got the peacock at the bottom of the deck last message, but this is the Eight of Clubs or the Eight of Wands. Something is being communicated about exactly what this is or what this was. And here's the Star card or the Seven of Diamonds, Seven of Pentacles. A lot of work has been done on someone's healing. This card symbolizes hope and healing. And I can fully, clearly sense that someone is actually putting the work in. The Eight of Wands is very quick movement, but they are the wands in which come down from heaven. They are, Cupid's arrows in a way, but I don't feel like this is romantic. I feel like this just has to do with self and healing. I feel like this is the work that needs to be done before any kind of substantial relationship can be built. And this is a person who needs patience and grace. If you are not in a position to give it, be honest about it. If you are not in a position to listen and be someone's calm in the times that they need it, you may not be the one for them. Back confirmation, back to what happened in, my mothering moment. I am always doing my very best to provide the calm in the situation. And I have told my son many times, I can't meet you where you are because no one will be able to pull us out if I do. I have to be the calm so that you can feel your feelings. And then when you are ready to emerge from them, I'm here to hold and guide you. But if I meet you there, we're both kind of lost in this moment of these big feelings, and it's mommy's job to guide you through them. So I feel like maybe there was a lack of this in someone's life, or maybe they weren't met with calm. Maybe they weren't met with that sense of guidance and protection emotionally and mentally. This could have been a mother or a father, put it where it fits. This could have been a parent who did all they needed to do materially. This child had more than they could ever want materially. But I feel like this person grew up feeling very lonely because they weren't emotionally and mentally seen. And so, if this is someone you're dealing with, whether it be a friend, a family member, a partner, a coworker, whoever this is, where it's resonating that, oh, that sounds like such and such, you're going to have to meet them with patience and grace. This is not a person that you're going to be able to drag along in life and force them to be ready for things that they are not ready for. Anything done like that will backfire. Any kind of manipulation or control to say, I want you to do this. Well, you should be doing this. Well, you're getting to be this age, so you should be ready to do this. None of that is going to work with this person. Angel number 338 could be significant. Look that up if you feel guided to. Also 57. Um, but I feel like I want to leave it there because confirmation. I feel like this is someone who's going step by step and only has space for people in their lives who can allow them that or support them in that. And I think that also goes back to me hearing Bobby Brown the other reading. Every little step I take, you will be there. Maybe this is someone who needs you to hold their hand. And maybe this is someone who doesn't feel comfortable with even allowing that. I'm hearing, but for the right person. I don't know. However, that comes across, you may need to book a personal, but I do see and feel very clearly that this is not anyone who wants to harm anyone. I actually feel like this is someone who doesn't want to see anyone in any kind of pain because they've endured a lot of pain. mentally and emotionally, possibly even physically. And I don't think that this is someone who has the heart or mind that wants to multiply that in the world. But I do think that this is someone prone to isolation because a lot of people cannot handle the truth of them. However, this resonates for you, take it that way. Don't pick up what is not yours. I'm always wishing everyone well in accordance with their highest good. I'm wishing people healing and wellness. That's what I'm here for. We're doing it together. Until next time, in divine time. Peace. All right, y'all, that's a wrap. I am always wishing everyone well in accordance with their highest good. Okay, do not shoot the messenger because my ancestors will shoot your ass back. Okay, until next time in divine time. Peace.